Make sure you don't come in trucking with no just enough money to get started, because you definitely gonna be out of business. What's up, everybody? My name is Coby Pegway. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk to y'all about when is the best time to start a trucking company. Now, you can start a trucking company, from my experience, any year, any time of the year. Now, for me, I started my company in January, which was right after peak season. But I would advise anybody to start in like October, November, around the beginning of peak season, because to me, that just makes the most sense. And the reason why I feel like it would make the most sense is because I feel like you can get your return on your investment quicker, because peak season has the highest paying loads. From my experience, I get paid at least 20 or 30% more, if not 50% more, during the peak season months of October, November, December. Never have a problem getting work around that time of the year. So for somebody that's beginning, starting out, I feel like that'll be the best way to go, because it's plenty of work for anybody. That's how I actually got started with Amazon. I came in as a seasonal carrier, dedicated, and it was based on performance whether I stayed. I came in October. Now, actually, I met up with them in October, but I ended up starting in November, like 2 weeks into it. So I did good enough to where they end up letting me stay on for this whole time now. So I started off as a seasonal carrier. So I think that it's a good idea to get in at that time, because, like I said, if you got truck notes, you got insurance, you got all of this, and then you just put your down payment potentially down on the truck. You just put your down payment potentially down on insurance. You just put your down payment down on everything. So you want to get some of them lump sums of money back. So that's why I would say, as far as time of year, that would be the best time that I would suggest you guys to get started. Of course, people can start their company any time of the year they want, or you can start anytime you want. I'm just basing it off of my experience and what I've seen that I feel would work better, or things that I could have done better, which me starting right after January, right after peak season, was kind of like, it was odd, because that would typically be the slow season. But when I got started, January was a good time, because Amazon they still had plenty of loads. The second thing that I would say, as far as, make sure that you financially ready. Like, make sure your money is right, because most people be going out of business because they ain't got they money right. They finances not together. Make sure you get you a credit card to the side with some thousands on there, just in case something breaks down, or it's so many unforeseen things that can happen in trucking, especially if you haven't been dealing with trucking before. Like me, I didn't come from a trucking background. I was working at the post office, but I never had to deal with trucking. So I never had to deal with maintenance and, preventative maintenance, oil changes, these expensive things that's going outside of the regular tires and stuff that you're going to have to get for your truck anyway. So I would say a financial amount would be at least $20,000, whether it be 10,000 cash, 10,000 credit. Not to say that you can't get started for cheaper, because say for instance somebody found a cheap truck where they paid $6,000 for the truck, and then insurance may cost like $3,000 down. So you figure they only get $9,000 plus the little stuff. So you figure they can get started for like $10,000, $11,000. But what if something break down? You get a $6,000 truck. I mean, it's a chance you might get you something good, but it's a good chance you might get something that's gonna need some problems. Because anybody selling a truck for $6,000 is definitely probably gonna need some problems. Probably gonna have some problems. So, and it's gonna need you to have some money put up to take care of this. I seen on the broker side, I see too many companies going out of business quick, like good carriers, guys that'll come run any load that I got. But they be out of business quick because they don't have enough money to get their truck fixed when they come. They probably, I'm not saying they probably going to the club and blowing it, or they ain't putting it in, because it ain't all about how much the load pay all the time. It's all about how much you manage your money. So that's a whole nother thing. So make sure the finances are in order. That's a key element, of staying in the game. Like I said, I went deep in a hole, And if I didn't have that good credit, I definitely would have been out of business right now. For sure. The last thing I want to talk to you about as far as when to start, make sure you got your direction and you have done your research. I mean, that's the key thing. Do your research. It's too many different niches to get into trucking to not have it figured out by the time to just be jumping out here because you seen somebody has some loads on Amazon Relay board, or to see, oh yeah, I heard about Select this, or I heard about my virtual fleet. Oh yeah, I got an idea. No, you need to see what these loads are paying. What's the average load paying? Think about when to start, when to get in. You can get in now, but just make sure you got the tools. Like, it's some freight right now, but it's low freight, and it's just how the game go. So I feel like you can get in at any time, but I would suggest you get in during peak. Not to say that you gotta wait. If you got the money and everything now, I get in now. The best, I'm telling you to jump head first, get your feet wet. But if your money tight, maybe you might want to consider jumping in around peak season. But you can get in at any time. I'm not saying, these are all just suggestions that I'm making based on my experience. None of this is law. So don't get it twisted and try to be in the comments and be like, oh, well, I know somebody. It's all good. This is my channel, and I'm just giving it to you from my perspective. That's it. So go check out my website, CobyPegway.com. Drop in the comments if you guys have any questions about trucking, any videos that you guys would like me to drop. I'm trying to get to these videos as soon as I can, but just let me know, and I'm gonna try to keep banging them out. I'm Coby Pegway. I'm out. I catch you on the next video. Peace.